Flashlight. Now I'm falling down again. Well, is this a horror game? What happened? Hello? This is the game design's indication that you should go through here, in case you get lost. So, I'm on the right track. The cake is a lie. Hello?
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct?
Yes, it's correct.
Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
I don't remember it ringing last time. Oh, broom! You're in this game as well.
Just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
It's not an empty broom closet. There's a broom right here. We meet again.
When you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet?" The broom closet ending was my favorite. I hope your friends find this concerning. Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Oh, look, a broom. The tolerance and patience is unreal. Hello? Pitch black darkness?
Stanley, come over here. In the vent.
Do you want to kill me?
Thing.
Do you wish to kill me? If that's the case, I'm gonna have to pass. Hello? Goodbye. I want this laptop brand. I call it iCrow. There's a girl on this poster. She's thinking of me. What? I have a stalker. What is this?
Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
This is a good one. This feels like a psychological horror game.
Oh no.
Okay, what is this?
For the bucket. No, 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 no. What's going on?
Shall I go with English, Espanol, Ruski, French, Dutch, or Italiano? I'm joking, I'm gonna pick English, of course. Have you played the Stanley Parable before? Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. It is barely visible. Give me a minute, I need to check my time. Well, this is my current time. Hopefully you don't mess with my system. Yeah, I know this. Thank you. Well, I'm all set, and I think I can start the game. I'm joking, I haven't said anything. I accepted the settings as they are.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
He doesn't look happy.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
I can control. the movement, finally. If you don't know what this game is about, it's basically a narrator narrating your life in the office, and you make different choices. And based on your choices, you get different outcomes. So yeah, different nexus events. Anyway, can I sharpen my pencil? Nope. Oh, can't even jump. Well, that's lame. So I was about to say that the rest of the map didn't render, but I can see it. What does this say? I hate Mondays. Well, it's a good thing it's not Monday now. So the whole point is to follow his orders, or you can be a rebel and just disobey everything he says. And I believe I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna drive him insane. Is anyone here? I believe everyone has left the job because they're underpaid.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
You know, if you want to approach me, you can talk to me face to face instead of hiding. Are you in the ventilation system? Anyway, what do you mean meeting office? There's no one here.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office. It didn't make a single difference.
Hey,
Did it advance the story in any way?
where's the hidden camera? Can I close the door? I cannot. Can I turn off the PC? I can. Nice. Can I turn on the PC? I cannot. You know what? I'm really curious about this door. 430.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement?
There's an achievement.
Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Give me the achievement, come on.
I have to say I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
Don't challenge me, I can do 50 clicks.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort.
You want me to click it 100 times?
I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
You got it. He's not gonna say anything. Fine, I'll go. 417. Where's 417? Oh, what's in here? Nothing. Here. Oh, this room. Ooh. Open the door.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Yes. This one?
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
Yes.
Now, back to door number 437.
You got it.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
Yes. I was thinking of that. Thank you.
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
Totally not a pointless act.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
I can jump?
Yes, this is great. You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
I'm driving him insane.
We've almost got it. Now the copy machine, do that one again.
Yes.
Finish it off, Stanley. 5 clicks on door 430. Yes! We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing.
You're lying.
Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
I wasn't thinking that the achievement was worth 5 clicks. You take me for a fool. I want to go back to my office. What if I click again? Nothing happened. That was really pointless. Well, good to know. I believe everyone has left the job because you tried to narrate their life. They got sick and tired of you. Maybe you should find new employees. How about that? Ooh, another landscape painting. What's here?
Stanley clicked on literally every single door in the office because he doesn't pick up well on cues from his environment.
Are you saying that I'm retarded? Maybe you should fix this light. Huh? Look at this. Unorganized. I'm gonna sue you. Ooh. Am I being watched? Except you. You're a lunatic. Oh, a leaf. Ecology. Yes, we get it. Can I grab this? Nope. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Nothing.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
But I wanted to go back. No. We're not playing your game. He entered the door on his left. If I go back to my door and go left and backwards, I enter the door on my left.
The correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
No, there's more doors to be clicked. Trust me. Hello? Are you using Windows XP? Respect. Okay. 489. Oh, that's a long way. Do you see how filthy your floor is? Imagine if I turned RTX on. I would see germs.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Hey, how do you know that I wanted a drink? You might as well treat me to a drink.
Yes, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Yes.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
A leaf. An ocean. A landscape.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
I'm totally not understanding your message, sorry. Can you pull these curtains? I want to see the sunlight. When I click, it sounds like I'm clicking on a keyboard. I want to go back. Well, it's a good thing this is not my local time. Would have been creepy. No. This is not I'm scared. This is more like I'm a rebel.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
I don't like that room. This room reminds me of one of those horror games, you know? Where you're gonna get jump scared randomly. Someone's gonna kidnap you. So no, I would rather close the door. Thank you. Now this looks interesting. What's this?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Fired years ago? What do you mean? Look, the reason I'm still here is because I've done every single task. What does that imply? Implies that I'm capable of doing my job. I'm competent. So if anyone's gonna be fired, it's you. Warning, do not jump from the cargo lift while it is moving in motion. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000. If you're dead, you're not gonna pay a fine. Silly game. I don't have a card to open this. Number... Is this #1?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that but in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
No, I'm back at the beginning. You know what? I feel like doing my job now.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell.
You please shut up.
A little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
My character's schizophrenic. What is going on? I feel like being closed.
Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure.
Well, I did the same thing and it repeated. So, I'm not staying in my office. He really wants me to go to his room.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm gonna do the same thing as last time, but this time I'm gonna try not fall down.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
This time I'm making this jump.
Trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the
Now.
being about nothing. What? Really? I was in the middle of...
Cool.
Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why...
You're just an imaginary voice in my head.
I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
What did you say? Give you a chance. And what does this say? Danger. Danger everywhere. So I'd rather pick my choice and take my chances. Thank you very much. Well, I wanted to be polite and close the door. But now I don't want to. What is this door? 2B1. This door is different than the other doors. What are you hiding inside? Okay. I'll play a game. For a few seconds, of course. Oh, he closed the door on me? Who's rude now? You're very impolite and don't have manners.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Why is it important? But red can, symbolize danger, and blue color is more welcoming, more protective. It's a more calm color. What? You're gonna drag my body with this? No. As I said, the blue is more comforting, so I'm gonna take the blue door.
Aha! Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
The atmosphere changed. Through the red door. Almost. Whoop. Whoop. Gotcha.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Well, since I read the sign before, the sign said danger everywhere, so if these arrows point anything, it's danger. If this sign says anything, it's danger. I mean, look at the art style. Looks like one of those pages from Slenderman. How about I go here? Never mind, I'm still picking the blue door.
All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want?
I want to fly.
Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
But this time I feel like picking one of these 2 doors. But this door does seem tempting. no, curiosity killed the cat. So I'm gonna go with the first door.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience.
I was there.
with the new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices?
Yes.
Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Please rate your experience. 1.
A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that?
Speak less.
But I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
What is this? Oh, how many doors opened? Oh, look, I'm being brainwashed. What? How is this me? I do understand that you feel hurt because I ranked you poorly.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been... and now would
Yeah, just ignore my answer.
give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of...
Are you trying to tell me something, your hidden intentions?
will really take notice.
He's definitely a psychopath, I told you.
So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep
No.
experience. You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
I just didn't feel like moving.
I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable.
Thank you.
Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
What is this?
Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? What a fascinating venture into the experience of total...
You cannot define me. Shut up.
So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
The art style is nice. Wait, was that Minecraft sound effect? I don't mind being here. Nature. I was speaking about the environment like 10 minutes ago. I got what I wished for.
Oh no. No, it can't be.
What? What did I do now? Can you please shut your mouth?
It is. It's an open world game. Go
Cool.
block it off.
No.
Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh.
Why you want me to listen to you and let you control my choices?
I'm going to get us out of here. Let's
Oh,
find
there's a gap. No, there's a gap.
with walls.
I don't think I can fit through. No.
I think this will be just the thing.
Rocket League?
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind.
Where's the ball?
Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
Well, I need the ball.
Okay, so what exactly do we do here?
Give me the ball.
There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay,
They're probably gonna attack me.
I'm back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun.
It's called football.
Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Oh, thank you. So which one is yours? I would assume it's the red one, because you're evil.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun?
Yes.
Better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then
Goal.
multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball. Yes! Oh goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls!
Why is this? Can't move. I'm winning so far, by the way. You're losing. 2 for me.
Are you enjoying this, Stanley? Are you having fun?
Yes, I am.
Real video game?
Yes.
I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over.
No.
Right. Your little fun comes to an end.
Salty player.
Game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need
You don't own me.
boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I'm structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And since you decided you didn't want to play my game, now I don't want to play with you either. So, goodbye, Stanley. I'm leaving. See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as... Hold on.
Oh, I fell down. Okay.
Do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you.
Oh, nice.
How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
I didn't think this was possible. So, where should I go? Let's go here. Flashlight. Now I'm falling down again. Well, is this a horror game? What happened? Hello? Please, can I escape this room? What if I go back to my office? He can't follow me now. Oh, I see light. Are you spying on me again? How? You're not even here. Well, considering that this was made probably in the source engine, I would not be surprised if that was G-Man. This is the game design's indication that you should go through here, in case you get lost. So, I'm on the right track. I was about to say nothing happened.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back.
You're quite egotistical.
Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
The cake is a lie. Why don't you allow me to do my own thing?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Deja vu.
He decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I don't feel like everything's the same. Something must have changed. You and your story development. Let me carve my own path.
So, goodbye, Stanley. I'm leaving. See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much. But who knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best. Take care, Stanley.
Can you at least give me the ball? It's no fun when you take everything away from me. Like, how am I supposed to write my own story? Narrator, are you there? I need some assistance. Can you teleport me somewhere, please? You're just pretending like you're not present. I know you're there. You want to know how I know? When I do decide to jump down into this hole, you're gonna start talking to me. I'm gonna test my hypothesis because I know I'm correct. Okay? You're not gonna talk? I'm gonna make you talk. I'm the one that's in control of you.
Hold on. What are you doing?
And there you go.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you.
Okay, I'll go here. Okay, this time I'm gonna listen to his first advice and then I'm gonna go my own way. Wait, this wasn't there. Hello?
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct?
Yes, it's correct.
Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
I don't remember it ringing last time. As I was saying, I'm gonna follow his first option and then I'm gonna disobey.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Wow, I listened. Are you proud of me?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
Tips for not getting fired.
to go up to his
Talk less.
office,
Tick.
he might find an answer there.
I was reading that. Where's the projector? That's so corny. Where's... Oh, the projector is there. I can't grab the projector. Okay, I'm just gonna stand here and see if there's something interesting. Yes. The boss? Who's the boss? Can I meet the boss? Next slide, please. Metamorphosis. Hope. Pollution. Who built this presentation? Oh, do not believe amazing work. Okay, don't get fired. I think I'm competent for all of these. See, I'm the quiet one. Room closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Oh, broom. You're in this game as well. I have to say.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
It's not an empty broom closet. There's a broom right here. We meet again. Remember me?
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Broom.
Are you really still in the broom closet?
Yes.
Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here.
It's called meditating. Have you ever tried meditating? You should calm your nerves down.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
But you told me to build my own story, so I'm doing it. Close the door.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path.
Yes.
When you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet?" The broom closet ending was my favorite. I hope your friends find this concerning. Stanley was fat and ugly and really
He started to insult me. You don't need to get so personal, come on.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead.
Am I?
Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming. so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
After you called me ugly, after you insulted me, you think that I'm gonna exit this closet? There's no way. You do not need to project your insecurities onto me. You're the one watching me, so if anything, you're the one that's ugly. Oh, look, a broom. The tolerance and patience is unreal. Okay, if I was to pick the closet again, so if I was to step out of the closet room, will he close the door and lock it?
Ah, second player. It's good to have you. You too? I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick.
I'm the same person. You creep. I don't know how to feel about this light buzzing, nerve-wracking. I'm not in a horror game. This is not the back rooms. Oh, fine, I'm gonna exit. You crybaby.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I don't want to go to the boss's office. If I go upstairs, I'm gonna be fired. Didn't you see the presentation? It literally told you how to not get fired. So there's no way I'm gonna go talk to the boss. Ooh, red lights. Danger. What does it say here? I do not know. I don't know what it says here, but I'm gonna zoom it for you in post. You can read it if you want.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
I did say that my character is schizophrenic.
Existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why
Dun dun dun.
automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled.
Pinch me to wake up.
Dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself,
Thank you for clarifying the truth.
I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy
But
it.
there's no more work. I pushed all of the buttons.
He imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Hey, I can fly.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so
Nice.
and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating every...
Oh, trust me, I asked this question to myself for the past hour.
Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a...
Please shut your trap.
Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control.
Yes.
That this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please. It's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Am I in a mental asylum? Nope, I'm at the same place.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up.
Help me.
Stanley, I have
Open the door.
office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am
She's gonna stop.
I? And everything went black.
What? No. You're supposed to stop.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day,
No way.
was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
I spawned again. I live in a simulation. What about those boxes? Oh, the boxes are here.
To himself, minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
And who's gonna pay for these boxes? Not me. You got this, Chief. I'm just gonna close this. Okay. Things are... What? New content.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Ooh. I'm going for a ride. Into the darkness. Is this like a spooky house?
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
More shiny things, more lights.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that
Am I being brainwashed?
expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
So am I.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet.
Yeah, I must agree.
Just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
What now?
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable are
Boring.
mostly tedious. It's as if them... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Why are you asking me? I'm in the dark as much as you are.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle?
Oh, I can jump. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Done. I wanted to jump one more time. No. So what now? Don't I get a reward? Give me something. Bless me with a trophy. Otherwise, I'm gonna leave 1 on your score.
Is that it?
Yeah, pointless.
Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Bring me to the next level.
Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just
Mutual agreement? What? I didn't think you were a diplomatic person.
If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh wait, there's more. Very good. Yes, I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Hello? Pitch black darkness? The clock doesn't seem to be moving at all.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no
I agree.
fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them.
Don't go there. It's a dark place.
It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about.
No.
No gimmicks.
I want the new content.
Having a great time together like always.
No, please don't.
Say, friend.
No, I refuse. Oh, it's new.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent.
Do you want to kill me?
Thing.
Do you wish to kill me? If that's the case, I'm gonna have to pass. Yeah, I'm gonna pass.
Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares?
Sure. No. I don't want to go back. You know what? I'm still gonna take your offer.
Oh, never mind. You're not a dork.
I'm not going back to that place.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers
What?
find it.
This
Just
is amazing.
a little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
You know what? I must agree. For the first time, you offered me a good option to choose from. I like this place. Nice relaxing music, landscape, a giant house. You have outdone yourself, and I didn't think that was possible. I'm glad I've chosen your option. You should be grateful.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013?
National Geographic.
Launched. Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
True. If you're wondering, this is not my time. You got it wrong. $1. Okay, you can call this a museum. Smile because it happened. Was that Stanley when he was little? Oh, wait, so... Okay, this is kinda trippy. All of this already happened. What is real and what is not? Barn?
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever.
Congrats, man.
It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all...
What else do you want me to say? I said congratulations.
It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore.
What do you want me to do? Bro, I said congratulations.
With an hour of new elevator content.
What is this? What is this? No, it's locked. Never mind. I have remembered this memory. I'm so fond of it. Remember that time when I disobeyed his orders? Good times. I don't seem to have a face. See, I'm person of the year. Employee of the year. And you want to fire me? Not a chance. Oh, I almost thought that it was a French flag. Those are just 2 doors.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game.
You got a 9, not a 10.
The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Is it because I ordered the boxes, now I can't go inside? I want the serious room. How do I get there?
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again.
Smiley button. Open a door. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna go my own way. You won't notice. Psych.
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this?
We're in a war zone.
Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam.
Oh no.
Online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Sure.
Probably negative reviews.
Were they?
There's one.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion.
Ooh.
It's obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Hey, he said it, not me. Another one.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I?
Don't ask me. I know nothing.
If I'm preachy, honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking.
I don't know.
well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it, well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. But dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure, like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
We have the third one. Go on, read it.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of...
That one's true.
I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today. And
Okay, what is this?
I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot.
Click.
Oh, you're back, you see?
Click.
Only frozen
Oh, it doesn't work.
a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of...
Click.
Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption...
Click.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes?
Click.
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
That's a lie.
Just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room.
Skip.
Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks.
Let's go to a year.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through.
No, stop it. That's creepy.
Time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside...
Oh, wait, I can click again.
Is
Well, he's gone. Well, that's a shame. Guess I can skip again. You might need to fix that time. What's beeping? Don't tell me it's the clock. I'm out of here.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point.
Wait, am I back to the past?
And
No, the plant. I didn't mean to hurt you. Am I time traveling? Was that a water droplet? Okay, at which Nexus event am I currently at?
the end is never the end, is never the end, is never the
You're the one that's insane now.
is never the end.
Not me.
End is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the
Okay, you're a broken record.
end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end,
I'm gonna help you out.
is never the end.
Can we be done with this? Let's time travel again. Okay, what happened here? Was there a tornado? Was there a lightning strike? Or did your brain explode? Oh. Freedom. epiphany. See, it's actually nice when nature takes over, and it also looks like an apocalypse. Both utopia and dystopia. I was talking about dystopia. Now it looks like there's a zombie apocalypse. Hello? Goodbye. Freedom! Where am I? I'm at the dunes. The commitment which I have for this game is unrivaled. What? No! Why? And the boxes are gone. No, there must be something. Oh, new content.
Oh,
Yes.
You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Let's go.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2. Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully
I like the pun time to wake up.
experience built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
That too is kind of uneven.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of
Still can't take the drink.
that surely the game will
Bad.
spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
I want this laptop brand. I call it iCrow. Greetings, today at the red carpet you have none other than Stanley himself. Don't worry, the audience is invisible.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Okay, what do we have? The reassurance bucket. That sounds reassuring. The merch. Do I need to pay for the merch? The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Yes. Oh, what is this?
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim.
I was about to say you got it wrong.
We'll say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it.
Nah.
Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
No, I'm not Jim.
I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim.
Yeah, so
Waking
your gimmick would work out.
love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly...
I was not paying attention.
If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Why would I? Your button lost itself. Just shows how lame this button is. I'm out of here. Well, I guess I'm locked inside. Stupid button.
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
I'm quite amused. Okay.
Jim.
It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the gym button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
I'm so glad that's done. I was so unenthusiastic.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
Yeah, call about lazy writing. Did you say that the games used to have integrity, you hypocrite?
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who...
It's empty.
Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket.
It's invisible.
Anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold
No.
the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well?
I feel so much joy. At least I get to carry the bucket with me.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Get well someday because this torture never ends.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday step...
Yeah, just contradict me. I don't like you either. He doesn't care about my opinion.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on. Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Okay. Mr. Bucket, we're gonna go and fall down to eternity. Let's go.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
But I don't want to.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
You chose the opposite balloon. I'm gonna choose the opposite option, okay?
Okay, Stanley. I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, Good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem.
That was not very nice.
Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
I'm not gonna fall for your trick. You're a total scam. I guess I have to press G.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Let's fall again.
For heaven, you see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there, goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time?
Yeah, it was.
Feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you...
See? Constructive criticism.
The teleport button and come join me up above.
See, if I didn't test the hole again, you would know that it had changed on its own. So that's some feedback from me. You're welcome.
Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. I really do have so much more to show you. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this...
See? Even shorter.
Wow. Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability in marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
That's what I was doing. Now you suddenly agree with my plan.
Well, there it is. The shame of my lie has come. How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
Not working.
Is the, teleport button not working?
Nope.
You sure?
Yep.
Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
He fell through the hole again. Bye. What if I press G? What's going on? Well, I'm going somewhere. See, I told you there was something wrong with this hole. And you're not here to witness this. You thought I was crazy, that I was lying. My intuition was right all along. And you're not gonna save me? Well, at least the bucket has witnessed it. Change your perspective. Your perception. See, I told you this hole was fun. Change your reality. Okay, did I break the game?
My head's stronger. Now you're no longer.
What is going on? Change yourself, yes. Nice. What am I now? I'm upside down. Ew.
Stanley? Stanley?
I'm having fun.
Stanley?
No.
Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland.
I was actually having fun.
Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodlepip.
See, when he sees that I'm having fun, he comes to interrupt me. Are we doing it again? What's happening? I didn't click anything.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
He doesn't allow me to go to the hole. There's a girl on this poster. She's thinking of me. What? I have a stalker. What is this?
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your
Okay, this is creepy. 1 out of 6. Huh.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
You're just jealous. You don't have a figurine of your own.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes, you see, you'll come to this lever and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken.
Of course.
Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
You're a fraud. That didn't work.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
I don't know. The jump circle already did.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle?
Yes.
Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
I'm getting bored. Show me something new.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Oh, there was a staircase literally to the jump circle. Literally next to the jump circle. I went the other way. Okay, where am I going? Settings World Champion. What is that? Surprise me, please. Your game is lame. I'm going to the hole again.
Come now, you've already made your choice. It's true that you chose badly, but we all have to move on from our mistakes.
You're a mistake.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much, Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away. Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
Jim.
Then what am I supposed to do? there's nothing. I found a staircase. You sneaky. You think you can hide this from me?
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Why is Stanley's face on the wall? Is this a cinema?
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul.
You have a soul?
To work, there's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
I climbed the chairs.
Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
That's lame. A collectible.
I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
Boo.
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of...
My balloons were better.
I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Is this supposed to be a horror game? Oh, the menu is different. Well, you just changed the colors to red. Okay, let's see your famous game.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a...
Oh no, not the balloons.
...where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple.
Skip. Yeah, the bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
I did. Your balloons are terrible. I already said this. You're not gonna change my mind. Oops.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
And entered the door on his right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room?
Yes, I trust the bucket more than I do you.
Perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No, said the bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go...
Why are you hearing our conversation? You're eavesdropping on our conversation. Find your own friend.
Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way...
The collectible.
There's something up there I need you to do. Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
How to get there?
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here?
Don't discriminate the bucket.
problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket. I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point, which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly.
I'm just making sure that I can maybe exit, but that doesn't seem to be the case.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Of course it is.
Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
I see where this is going. I see your game.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
What, is that a hologram as well? Are you gonna trick me? Is this reverse psychology? If I pick no, he's gonna say that it's a bucket, but if I pick yes, he's probably gonna say that it's the same thing. I'm gonna double down.
Incorrect. It is a 3D printed reconstruction of a bucket, not an actual bucket. Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Let's inspect it up close. Oh wait, I can't. Okay, if I click no, he's gonna say that it is. But if I say yes, he's gonna make up something.
Correct.
Wow.
It is a bucket.
I'm honestly shocked. I thought you were gonna counteract there. What is...
Is this a bucket?
No. It's not, but I kinda wanna click yes. It's definitely a bucket. Oh.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor.
It's a tractor bucket.
Machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one. Is this a bucket?
I don't know, you might be hiding a bucket in the tractor, I'm not sure. I don't trust you. I'm gonna say yes.
Correct. This is a bucket.
He has lost his mind.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
No.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha. Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
It's a bucket.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
No.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence, and yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
Yes.
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely. Okay, here we go.
No.
What happened? Is everything gone?
Everything's a bucket. Now everything's gone.
Everything a bucket?
Yes.
Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go. Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Oh, wait. I can do this.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Okay, where am I now?
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun.
So he was a cassette.
You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
You don't seem to care about my emotions. Why would I care about yours? There's a meeting today in the meeting room. I'm on it. Such a dumb presentation. Okay, red room. Thank you. Good luck. Yeah. Smiley face. Hello, broom.
Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. Not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
There, red one. I told you.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? Or what about Stanlerines?
What about Stanley?
Another Stanlerine under your belt. All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
Yes. Ooh, another one.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1?
Satisfaction.
I'm sure it will come to me. Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
What is this? What if I turn off every single PC?
Stanley clung the bucket to his cheek. Could his co-workers really all be gone?
Shut up, I'm on a mission. I'm hoping for it to show me another location.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Oh, there it is. I told you, next to the toilet paper.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler Anlerines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler Anlerines. None of us can.
Why would I go back? Is that a panda? What business strategy? Point a gun at a panda's head? Well, that's cruel. There was a cursor. Hello. Do I choose when to stop? What if I go down? Okay, I'm going out.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him, always. The bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
5482.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know.
Oops, I did it wrong again. I know that it is. 2815.
2845.
Okay, I'm gonna stop playing with you. Here you go. Oops.
But it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself, and Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
What if I put the real one now? Nothing happened. I must commend myself. I did do it in pure darkness. Oh, the final one.
And there it is, the last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done.
He looks so sad.
I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Yeah, why reward me for anything? Why should I feel a sense of accomplishment? Why should you reward me? To you, I'm just a prisoner. Let's go up. Never mind, it wants me to go down.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Was that a firecracker?
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
But there's an escape route right here. You will be dumb not to choose this one.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
What? No. Is this gas toxic?
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
You know, I'll take my chances. Okay, it happened again.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace them.
I'm gonna get crushed.
There's a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death. This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
The bucket saved me?
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed violently to death.
Hooray.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious...
Oh, you stole my bucket. No. I lost my bucket. No. What should I do now?
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
This is a good one.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
Infinite loop again. The infinity hole. Oh. Okay, game, you kind of tricked me. Psych.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine.
No.
Set the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another...
Help me, bucket.
We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
Hello? The balloons are gone.
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines, those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
I guess I can grant you this wish. Now remembering when Stanley found the collectibles. Hey, I have my own museum now. We should place the bucket here.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
7. I just knew it. I'm breaking the game.
And here was a second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the warehouse. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
Well, thank you for not believing in me.
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
Of course.
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here, under the stairs. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your 3rd time doing anything.
Now you're patronizing me. This guy.
Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room.
No,
I can't actually say I remember being in this room.
not really.
Here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
It didn't happen. No, I was never in the pink room. But hey, I'll take it.
This was the 5th mini stand, and this one was really something special. It was in the boss's bathroom. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
Oh, the 144p video. Slideshow presentation. Did you edit this in Windows Movie Maker?
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
That was awful.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here behind the boss's office. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like. And then there was no more. Because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone.
Inception.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite.
Oh, no.
See how that feels.
I get it. He just presented Inception over and over again. What, is this gonna say 13 out of 6?
Okay, yes. The back of the boss's office. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going. I want more. And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
Yes, I do. I despise that video.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
Do you know why he doesn't remember this room? Because I didn't follow his orders.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have muted the intrinsic joy of collecting them.
That room was non-existent.
Resisted the temptation. Next one.
See, it was this one. I could go back and I can go to this place, which, of course, it's hidden. Yes. He doesn't remember it.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it. The very first one we
The most uncomfortable room.
introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this? Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories. Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
It leads to the same destination. Back to my office.
And before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember.
You're glitching.
Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy, and I
Thank you for admitting it.
came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay, let's see what you haven't.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
So you lift the curtains up, so you do have manners after all.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided
No,
his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
you just had to barricade the broom closet.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Can I jump over? I can.
Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. Welcome! You see, back when the Stanley Parable first launched in 2013, getting to the bottom of the mind control facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development. And you all sent us lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it. And you're all very, very clever. Good for you. Anyway, when it came time to update the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of ours, so here you go. New content. You can call it the bottom of the mind control room ending, if that enhances your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you crave? New content? Always more content, more content,
Yes.
more. And I'm here to give it to you. I'm here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game, with secrets and Easter eggs. How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section. You won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a secret that's just for you. That's how special you are.
Yeah, thank you.
We call this track, Good Job You've Made It to the Bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Well done.
Good job. You did it.
Okay, when does this stop? Okay, when does this stop? I get it. I did it.
You did it.
We're done. What now?
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
Who is behind me? Who is behind me? Who is behind me?
Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find... Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket.
No.
I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket.
I'm glad he's playing along.
Must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong.
Yeah, don't worry.
This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't.
Shut up.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Wait. It was something different. What's going on?
With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the... And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
To the opposite door? But I want to push this button.
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place.
Oh, it's the baby. Is this a celebration party for me?
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley.
My imaginary friends.
We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not the
broom
bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story?
Someone seems to be jealous.
We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it. Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Why do I feel like I'm in a marching band?
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue? But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
I'm not gonna give up my bucket.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
No.
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
No.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The Broom Closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of...
Don't insult the broom closet.
the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get...
Nah, I'm not feeling it.
like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
I like this ending better. What is that?
The bucket destroyer.
Oh,
My prized creation. You
yeah.
have so much potential.
The bucket was stronger, unfortunately.
Things with you tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Yeah, I don't care much. The end is never the end.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stan...
Nah, I don't think I'll do that. The broom closet again. You must really don't like the broom closet. Oh, I see where this is going. So every time I reboot the game, I can charge the PC.
All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
I feel like I'm onto something. Should I reboot the game again? And see what happens?
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
Let's reboot again. Okay, what happened?
All of his co-workers were gone.
The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket. Off on another thrilling adventure together.
Stanley pressed the bucket upon every little thing in the office. Nothing responded to the bucket's touch, but it did little to discourage Stanley.
Whiteboard ending.
Magic of the bucket.
Dog mode? I can actually take this. What does this do? Nice. I'm keeping that. Every time you want to talk to me, you're gonna get a response.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Okay, where am I now? What is this?
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with him.
This game is so trippy. What is going on?
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find... Oh, Stanley, can you feel...
Let's reboot.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible.
Yes.
Didn't even have a single minute to just let the...
I wish there was a skip button.
That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Thank you. But I don't think I need it. I am calm. What are you saying?
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
But no one is there.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
You didn't manipulate me. If anything, I drove you insane the entirety of this episode.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life
utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
There's a random button here. I do need a flashlight. Oh, 3. I see where this is going. Where's the 1? Okay, it's a good thing editing exists because this is gonna take a while. Well, number 4 is here, but I am not able to reach it because this gate is closed. Oh well.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode.
Oh, well, that's bad.
How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine.
Oh, it's open now.
The star. It's your story.
I know how to do this.
Your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is.
Shush.
Time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means.
I'm gonna stop this bomb.
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office,
what?
Pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone in
0521.
crisp. I have to say this, though.
No.
This version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds.
Oh, wait.
But
I opened the door.
So much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh, dear me. What's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off?
Yes.
Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for
Okay, 1.
that timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powered.
Incorrect.
To see you made humble. This is not a challenge.
Oh, 1 blue.
You wanted to control.
1
That's.
blue.
But I'm going to destroy it first.
Where's the blue?
Can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here. Just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately?
What was that?
Or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
That was funny.
No, said the bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good, said the bucket.
This time I'm not going to jump.
All the way to the top.
Let's see where he brings us.
There I need you to do. Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Because the bucket means no harm.
In here, said the bucket. Go into this dark room over here. Stanley once again obeyed blindly. Now pick up the phone, said the bucket. Pick
No.
up the phone, and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Do I need to?
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Where's my bucket? Oh, okay.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head. Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
I feel like there's someone talking. Can't put my finger on it though. Must be my imagination.
Well, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think. It can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else. You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
What is this command?
It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it. Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another. Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
This feels like a psychological horror game.
Oh no.
Okay, what is this?
For the bucket. No, 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 no. What's going on? Why do I want to
No, this looks demented.
do anything it asks? What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes, the bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation. Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it, or I'll...
Okay, this time I'm gonna click the off button and see what happens. I'm literally out of ideas. Open the passageway.
to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by... But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation. Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its...
By the power of bucket, I demand you to be off.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneak in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support.
Why did you stop?
What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room.
That's absurd.
In uncertainty. Until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
What now? What do you mean? Yeah, it's 12. Actually, it's not. Yes. How do you know that I'm accurate? How do you know that I'm very precise? Yeah, you always do. No, you're like a few hours off, but that's okay. Wait. Okay, I reloaded the game, and it says, please enter the current time again. Because I don't care. How much do you despise adjusting the settings? I don't despise them, only this game. I'm not gonna touch anything, and he's probably gonna complain about it. Cool. Good for you. Why? Okay, what now? Oh. There we go. Which of the two made-up words below is most appealing to you? He won't notice. No. What is time anyway? What is this question? Yes. Yes. No. Yeah, I have one more ending I want to do to escape this place.
And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery, blackness, and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won!
Yes.
Defeated the machine!
Thank you.
Himself from
Finally.
his command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved.
The bloom effect is quite strong.
How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives,
Oh, I'm actually going to leave?
And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
I guess I couldn't leave with the bucket.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
I wasn't expecting this.